Me asking about Green Bay was sort of a way to get you into a Packer talk.
Oh, my Packers, yeah.
Yeah, because you were like, the other thing you like are all of the sports teams from Wisconsin, which are not very good except for the Packers, right?
Well, the Brewers had a good year. They were supposed to not be that good, and they were about one game out from making the playoffs. I don't know. I'm very loyal to all my teams.
Sure.
My Badger shirt. The Badgers.
Sure.
Undefeated. They could be number one in the country.
And in what sport?
Oh, boy, Jackie.
We should have started this a half an hour ago.
In football.
In
They're
football.
going to be number one in football. They're undefeated.
They're completely undefeated?
Yeah, they haven't been like...
The college team? My alma
Your
mater.
alma mater, for goodness sake.
I sold T-shirts outside the games for 5 years.
Did you?
Yeah, I never went to a game. I always wanted... I tried out for the band. It's a story I've told 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But, so they have a great football team this year.
They have a great football team. The Bucks have a rising young star, Giannis Antetokounmpo or something like that.
Excellent.
But I followed him back. I was an usher at the Mecca Arena. And,
were you?
Yeah. So I worked there during the what was it? Probably the late 80s, mid to late 80s. I was there. So
and that's basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Who was? So I've been to several Brewer games.
Okay.
And because I was in Little League, and they would always take us to the Brewer games. And then I think I went to my last Brewer game in the 90s.
Oh boy.
Because my buddy Stefan, the only other Catholic I know,
right.
is also a huge Packer Brewer Buck fan.
Right.
And he was like, do you want to go to the baseball game? And I found out when I went to the baseball game, I don't care. I don't care about baseball. But
a little long.
It seems like a nice game that you can grow old playing.
Yeah.
Like you get to play that game longer than any of the other games.
My dad played in an over 60 softball league, and he sponsored the sponsor of the over 60 softball team, a funeral home, John J. Wallach Funeral Home. So they know they know how to do it.
They
know their market.
Exactly. It seems like a classic kind of Wisconsin joke too.
Right.
We're gonna get the
Undertaker waiting at first base. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah.
Understand you were born on third. You're gonna die on home plate.
But yeah, I loved. I remember my dad and I would go to the games. He brought us when the Brewers went to the World Series way back when. We went to the World Series in '82.
'82, that's right.
I ran on the field after Game 5 of the playoffs when we beat the Angels. Those were the days when you could run on the field and there was no laws. There were no laws in the '80s.
It was a free for all, you guys.
Right.
'82, '82.
People would get trampled, and that's just the way it was.
You're like, get faster,
right?
And so
so I was a huge Brewers, Bucks. I played football till I was in college, and then I loved it because I just think especially the Bucks, they had all these really tall white guys that were like Paul Mokeski was one of their guys. And
he from Milwaukee?
He sounds like right. He sounds like he was like an alderman or something, like Paul Mokeski, and he was like a 7-foot, just
a giant,
who would his job was to beat up Charles Barkley at some point during the game.
Just a giant Polish dude.
Yeah.
But American? Were they all U.S.
American guys? Yeah. But that was like Don Nelson, so he would always draft 7-foot guys who could shoot 3-pointers.
Yeah.
And he tried with
Did it work?
It eventually worked when he went to Dallas and he got Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay.
Who ended up being an all-star, and then they finally won an NBA championship. But that was sort of Don Nelson's.
That was his thing that he liked to do.
To build the perfect 7-foot 3-point shooter. And it eventually
and unfortunately his testing ground was the Milwaukee Bucks.
Right.
How are they now?
They are about 500. They're but in the NBA that means they'll make the playoffs and then probably get eliminated in the first or second round.
So there's a lot more baseball games than there are of any other sport, right? So how many basketball games are there a season? Are there
82?
There's 82.
So half as many, but then the playoffs are probably
so
twice
there's 164 baseball games?
162, yeah.
And how many football games are there? 30?
16.
I don't know. But now I do. Now I know. Now there's 16.
That's why people love football, because it's, September to whatever. I mean, the Super Bowl's in February, but really the season's September to December.
Yeah.
So every game means something. Whereas in the NBA, you can tank a few games and it doesn't really matter. And
right.
football, it's like things can change on a dime.